Hey there, and welcome to Live Online, live from my kitchen and dining room here in Clayton, North Carolina. I'm Brody, and a show that is self-inspired, born out of my decision to leave my 20-year career on the West Coast to get back to the East Coast to focus on the people that I love, featuring stories of people who've made an impact in their life as well as the life of others. Now, if it helps you get inspired in any way, shape, or form, then all the better. And because, well, if you are watching live, then you can feel free to comment below and let me know what city and what state you're listening in so we can give you a little shout out. So I'm really excited about the show tonight. Before we get into it, we're going to do our live online check-in right now with Jana Kennard and Ryan. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing, Brody?
What's up?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good.
Good.
Live from Raleigh.
We're live from Raleigh. Yep.
All right. So why don't you guys say a little bit about yourselves?
So I'm from Connecticut, and I moved down here to Raleigh, North Carolina, because of this guy right here. And we started our own business together. Our business is in Wendell, North Carolina, and that's JRF Equestrian. And that's a horse training and boarding and lesson and show barn. And with that, that's what we do.
Oh, Ryan.
And then there's Ryan.
What's the name of that horse?
That horse is a very naughty pony named Dorito.
Dorito, naughty Dorito.
He's a spicy nacho Dorito, not a Cool Ranch Dorito.
And Ryan rides these horses, right? Because How old is Ryan?
Ryan's 8, and she rides all of the horses. I mean, big or small, she rides all of them. Right, Ryan? Mm-hmm. And she
Ryan, who is your favorite horse?
Butterscotch.
Butterscotch.
Oh my gosh, that's one of my favorite flavors.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Kennard, you're awfully quiet back there.
Oh no.
Hey, Brody, ask Kennard about his horse.
Kennard, what about your horse?
I supposedly have 3 of them, but I never get to
got
ride them because everybody else rides them. But
You got 3.
I love them. I love them. He's probably my favorite horse.
Well, thank you guys for being on and for watching. And I need to take more horseback riding lessons because I want to learn how to look cool and not like I'm going to get kicked off.
Anytime.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for checking.
Bye.
Thank you, Brody.
Bye.
See ya. All right. Now, I found something that is amazing that I have to share with you guys. If you hate spam phone calls, and it's like the do not call list no longer exists. Right? I feel like it no longer exists. So I heard about this piece of software, I think, and it's called Robo Revenge. And it's at donotpay.com. And it's this app that will sue telemarketers, scammers, robocallers up to $3,000 per call. It's got all kinds of features, and it says find hidden money. So if you hate these robocalls the way I do, because it's kind of like, sometimes I get spam calls and my phone doesn't even tell me that it's a spam call coming in. So keep that in the back of your mind. And since the show is going to be available on demand, you can always rewind back and check it out. It's donotpay.com if you hate spammers. Okay. My next guest moved to Saint Croix in the Caribbean and hopes to inspire those who need a fresh start or may dream of moving to the Caribbean. Because I feel like so many times it's like, the dogs are running around. Okay, that's okay. We're live. So I feel like it's the people who retire that really end up moving down to the Caribbean. But for me, I wanted to know, what is life like in the Caribbean? And Roxanne, who is from Ohio, moved from here in the Triangle. So, hey, Roxanne.
Hey,
How you doing?
good. Long day. Got off work. Worked a double. I'm doing good. I got a friend here. So I moved here Thanksgiving, and they always talk about how everyone says, we're going to come see you. We can't wait to come to the Caribbean, and nobody ever comes. Well, I got a guest yesterday.
Hey, turn your phone sideways into landscape mode so we can.
Trying to hide, but she's
better.
here.
You're in. Hey, turn your phone landscape mode for me, will you?
She is. So this is my first guest.
Turn your phone
the island.
sideways. Turn your phone sideways.
You're my guest. Sideways. Okay. Oh.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
Cool. By the way, to everybody who is watching, if you are watching, hang on. If you are watching right now on Facebook or YouTube, and you want to ask Roxanne a question during our conversation, drop a question in there, because I've got a list of questions about what life is like in the Caribbean. By the way, I asked earlier on Instagram, if you could go to any island in the Caribbean, where would you go? So I heard St. John. I heard, Aruba, I don't think is in the Caribbean.
No, it's not affiliated.
St. Thomas, which I've been to, is awesome. Tortula. And I heard two people say the Grand Cayman, which the Grand Cayman is pretty nice too. But so a shout out to Amanda, Stephanie, Katie, Chris J, and Melissa for contributing. So, okay, Roxanne. So you are in Saint Croix. So my first question is, since we are in the middle of winter as the show is being recorded and live, what is winter weather in the Caribbean like?
Everyone who is a local thinks the water is super cold. In my opinion, it's not.
I think it's cold.
Did you think it was cold today?
I did.
Oh, well. And she's from North Carolina, and she just got here yesterday.
Hey, we want to see your face. You're not in witness protection.
It's dark. It's nighttime out here, so
we can see you a little better now. Yeah, we want to get some light on your face. So just kind of move around until we can see you. So here's the deal. I told Roxanne what time to dial in, and she's like, I worked late. And I'm like, just make sure we can see and hear you.
Yes, I worked at school today. So I worked up here. I don't know if you can see it. So it's upstairs, if you could see that. It is awesome. It has the best view on the island. It overlooks the sea. It's wonderful. We just had live music tonight. And then over here, I just started in this building behind me that has the best barbecue ever. You can't really see it.
Are you near the beach right now? Do you work near the beach?
Okay. Let me show you how. I mean, you're not going to be able to see it very well, but you're going to kind of get an idea of it.
Okay.
So I'm just walking towards the lit up upstairs. Actually, I'll just go up there. What am I talking about? Hold on.
Okay. So it's nice there during the winter.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So I have a question that I want to ask, because I want you to tell your story on why you moved to the Caribbean.
So if you can listen, you can hear the ocean. It's literally right there. So do you see these red lights?
I do hear it a little bit. We do not see the red lights.
Okay, do you see those white lights out there?
No. Yes, barely, just barely.
Okay, that's the pier. So we get to see from up here. Hold on.
Don't move too much, because
all cruises that come in. There was one today that had like 4,500 people on it.
Oh, a cruise ship? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we can see you, by the way. Thank you. I can see you. There's a little more light, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries.
So tell the story of why you moved to Saint Croix in the Caribbean.
Well, I went through a separation. I was with a man for 12 years, and him and I are still friends. We were supposed to move to Hawaii together and start a business together for this tree company, taking over for one of our best friends. And 3 weeks before we were supposed to leave, he said he wanted a separation because he felt like we grew apart.
And the feeling
really
wasn't
weird.
mutual.
It was not mutual at all. Like it was a big slap in the face and a surprise to me, honestly. It was 2019 was probably the hardest year of my life. He ended up moving to Hawaii. He's now the president of the company. After halfway through the time of us being separated, I went to Hawaii and I visited him, like, on hope, but just on hope that maybe he would change his mind or something like that, and he didn't. He just wanted to be friends. And I'm sorry it's so loud. The band is unloading.
That's got off work, and so you know what? That's life. You work at a bar or a restaurant?
Yeah, it is a bar restaurant. It's called Louie and Nachos. It's a taco nacho type place. The guy that owns it, he is from DC. And small world, apparently we've met each other before because my husband, my ex, used to perform at his bar, Small World, and we know a lot of the same friends, like a lot of the same musicians. So they've actually come out here even on the island recently.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun, but yeah, I just got the opportunity so I went to Hawaii and he was like, eh. And I told him that a friend, like a mutual friend of ours that lives out here, asked if I would come out and work the season. And he was like, you have to call her and see like what that's all about. So I did. I left her a message and she was just saying work the season. I called her, or I'm sorry, I left her a message and she was like, I hope this pertains to you moving out here. And I was like, what? So yeah, we got this really awesome house, in which I really wanted to, when we did this live, I wanted it to be in my atrium that I have the video.
Wait, I can see trees behind you. Okay, some palm trees.
Yes, and then you see that red light?
Yes.
So they're all over the island. Those are for the turtles to make sure that they know to go back into the ocean and not up onto the island, like so they don't get stuck and lost. So
well, I'm sorry that you. I'm sorry that you experienced what you did and why that was the catalyst to get you to move. But my question is, how long have you been in Saint Croix in the Caribbean? What is it like? What is life living in the Caribbean like?
So it's a lot of fun. But at first, like when you first move here, like all the locals, they don't, oh yeah, I love that picture. That's right outside my work. I was just trying to show everybody. Like that's the view. So they have to, hold on, because I don't want them to hear me. Hold on. I work here and
yeah, you do not get yourself in trouble.
Exactly.
I do not want you.
So they at first they don't take you in immediately because they know how we're gonna here on island. They don't know your area. So it takes about 4 months to realize that you're gonna move here. And then
it takes about 4 months to what? You broke up a little bit.
Like to be expected on the island. Because they don't want to waste their time to know someone. They feel like might leave. A lot of people come out here and they end up not liking it and they leave.
You mean people move there
and
they end up changing their mind?
I finally felt welcomed after I've had 3 deaths, 2 friends, and my cousin, who I just love that photo. That's some friends that I befriended that are here that work at the refinery. And that's another story. But yeah, so I finally felt the love when my cousin passed away, and I went last week home to Ohio, and I was receiving a lot of messages from people from here, just seeing how I was doing and saying they miss me and when are you coming back, and that really like that's when it set in and it felt like home, you know? Like
Was it
really
when
felt
you
like
were when you were getting ready to move? Was it scary going? I'm moving away from a lot of people I love, my friends,
No.
my family. Like,
no, because everything in Raleigh reminded me of my ex, and I had to get out of there. I couldn't wait to start a new journey, you know, and then just turn a new leaf.
so
And I
what?
was excited about my house. And my house is like the best house ever that like everybody here like tells me like how lucky I am all the time that live here on the island. Like what a great house that I have. So we have a lot of dinner parties and we have a lot of friends that come over all the time and hang out at our house with me and my roommate. So it's really nice. It's really warming. So we just cook for everybody all the time and sit around and shoot the shit.
What is the cost of living like living in the Caribbean? Because I feel like you're watching reality TV and people are like, my budget's $1 million. And so what is you are in your 30s. What is the cost of living like? And let's say compared to Raleigh, which I think is relatively in the middle.
It's not too bad. It's pretty average if you're going to live like in a big city, but everything is imported here, so it does cost a little bit more. It's hard to find a car unless you like really look and somebody's like moving off the island, and then you can just kind of get something that gives you to A and B. But a lot of people get their cars shipped over from Florida. It like certain things are more expensive than usual, you know, like it is in Hawaii. It would be like milk or something, but it's really not that bad. I mean, grocery shop. My first time I went grocery shopping, I just for myself, I spent like $150, and then the next time it was $200. But I always get things for my roommates too because my roommate is she's a vegetarian, so I just get like a lot of vegetarian things too. So, because I just don't mind it. But I don't know.
Rent is affordable, like compared to what you might have been paying here in the Raleigh-Durham Triangle area.
So my rent is $2,000, and I have this house on the water that has an atrium, and it's really beautiful. It's 2.64 acres. It has a guest house of 2 bedrooms. It's a 3-bedroom house, 3 bath.
We're coming to visit.
Everyone's like, what? That like lives here. They're like, what? How are you only paying $2,000 for this? Like, so I got lucky.
You have one roommate?
I do, but we have an extra bedroom to where we've had a few of my roommates' friends come and stay. Like one right now that's staying there works for Yima, and a lot of Yima people come over here. And it's hard for a lot of the locals, like when they're moving. That's her. That's my roommate. I've known her. She used to live in Raleigh, North Carolina, and that's the one who said, "Get your butt down here. Let's get this house together." So she's been very supportive and just one of the bestest friends you could have. So,
Are the people nice?
Say it again.
Are the people nice? Are they friendly? Especially welcoming
So,
Americans or people from the States who move down there.
So there's a rule here on the island. Depending on what time of day it is, you have to say good morning. Like when you're passing anybody in the morning, you have to say good morning. If it's in the afternoon, you have to say good afternoon. If it's in the evening, you say good night, which is funny because I feel like I'm just like putting somebody to bed. So I don't say good night. I just say good evening. but yeah, everybody is just super nice. I don't ever feel threatened to walk down. I walk down the street all the time by myself, like for like several blocks, and don't feel like anyone's gonna bother me. And if they do, they're just saying good evening, good night.
So you feel safe. You feel safe living in Saint Croix.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very peaceful. We have a lot of beach days.
You have a lot of what?
Beach days.
Okay.
We just gets together. We get bottles of champagne and just kick it.
How often does it rain?
Well, it's winter season, so a lot of times it'll rain like for 10 minutes and then stop, and then like an hour later it's raining for 10 minutes. That tends to go on during the winter season, but it doesn't rain long, and then the sun is like right back out, and everyone's just happy. So yeah, but the thing is about the rain though here, it's actually what supports our island. Like that's what gives us our water to use, like for our showers and doing our dishes or anything. Like that's how we get it. It's not from like the salt water or anything. So we depend on it.
Well, that's not bad.
I'm down here. Why? What do you need, Felix?
It's live. We're live.
Sorry, one of the guys I'm working with is asking for me. No, I do not. If I do, it's over there by stuff. Amy does though. Girl in the blue shirt.
They said, let's stream live. They said, everything will be fine. They said, I'm kidding.
Oh, it's over by my purse. It's outside of it. Sorry.
Okay. So you talked about how you have a guest room, and
I have a guest house. And I have a guest room.
Fancy.
I know, right?
All right. So how much does it cost to fly down there? If I want to fly from Raleigh-Durham down to Saint Croix, and I'm getting the feeling I can't fly direct, right?
No, typically not. I usually have to fly from Raleigh to Charlotte to Florida, Florida to St. Thomas to my island. Typically.
So what's the cost? What's a round trip cost?
Hey Dana. Well, my friend just looked into tickets for July. It also depends on what season it is. So right now, it's called in season. We're in season because this is when everybody from the States come because it's cold out there. So it tends to be a little bit higher. When I flew from here last week to Ohio, it was $754.
Oh wow.
How much Dana paid for her to come down here? She just got her ticket, like I want to say 3 weeks ago. Where'd she go? I hear her voice. Hold on. But my friend said he found a ticket for July for $500 for round trip.
$500. That's still a lot.
Hey,
but
how much was your ticket to come down here? And she's here for 9 days.
Probably around like $600 to $700.
Did you hear that?
$600 to $700.
Yeah.
I took 3 flights.
Dude, she got to be a co-captain, like co-pilot on the plane from St. Thomas to here. She got to sit in the front of the plane with the freaking pilot, like where they have the gears and everything.
Wait a minute.
Like,
Is that legal? I didn't think
how
you were,
cool is that?
I didn't think you were allowed to go in there.
When you get on a plane that only holds like 10 people, apparently you are.
Oh, wait a minute. Which leg of the flight was that?
Yeah, it's not blocked off though. Like
which,
you can.
which flight was that?
I don't know.
I think it starts with C.
Was it the
Cape.
one from
Cape.
St. Thomas
Was
to
it Cape?
It's not a seaplane.
No, what's the name of the plane? It was called Cape something, right?
That's the airline.
Right, that's what he's asking.
There.
Yeah,
No,
Cape
I'm
Verde.
asking which leg of the flight? Like, in other words, was she flying from Charlotte to Florida, or was she flying from like St. Thomas to
Raleigh
St.
to Charlotte to St. Thomas to Saint Croix.
Right. Did you hear that?
Yeah. But they didn't all let her like fly up in the cockpit.
No. No, that was just a big surprise.
That is pretty cool.
This plane, can you see it?
Oh, that's
You can't.
no, you
Never mind.
can't.
It's hard to see. Hey.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to ask another question. We found out it's not cheap to fly round trip. We found out the people are nice, but there's customs. We found out during the winter, the weather is really nice. And so everybody that goes there do they call them snowbirds too? The ones that go down for the winter?
No. One of like I think everyone's favorite thing here to do is a thing called a roadie, where if it's last call, the bartender is like, "Do you want one for the road?" And you just take a drink with you, or you any time of the day, or if you're like just walking down the street, like you just take whatever with you. It's so funny.
That's like Vegas. That's like Las Vegas. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Yeah, I was for like my first night here when the bartender asked me, "Do you want a roadie?" And I'm like, "I don't even know what that is." She's like, "One to take home with you," and I was like, "What?" Yeah, absolutely. You know,
That's awesome.
I think.
See, now whoever watches this that didn't know that is going to be like, I'm going. I'm going. So, do you miss the triangle, or do you just miss the people that are back here?
I miss the people. Honestly, I miss being married because I was really good at it.
Maybe you'll meet somebody new in the Caribbean. I mean, God works in mysterious ways.
They call me fresh meat here.
Wait a minute. What does that mean?
Well, first of all, it's rude. There's like 7% women here and then men, and they run out of prospects, so they're always trying to holler. I don't know. Like,
the American woman. Well, thank you for sharing your experience. I'm sorry for what the catalyst was for you to move there, but I'm glad it turned out great. And one of the questions I was going to ask is, when you decide that you want to move and restart your life in the Caribbean, how do you decide with all those beautiful islands down there? But you kind of answered that question already. Your friend was already in Saint Croix.
yeah.
Are there any other islands around you where you're like, we have to visit here, that are in close proximity to where you are? Because like, I know a lot of these islands, like Grand Cayman's beautiful, St. Thomas, St. Martin.
A lot of people go to Buck Island. That's like the most popular one that they like to go to. They don't really like to go to St. John or St. Thomas because it's too busy and too commercial.
Oh.
But here is the best island, Saint Croix. This is like the chill spot.
So if somebody wants to go to the Caribbean and they want to do like a destination trip, you're saying Saint Croix is good because it's not super touristy.
Exactly.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now we just need to start saving up. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
And you can always just stay at my house.
Yay! Party at Roxanne's.
That's right.
Now, are you cool with giving out like your social media information if somebody wants to contact you, not to stay at your place, but let's say to ask you a question about what it would be like if they wanted to know what vacationing down there would be like, they had another question, or they just wanted to connect with you, how would they do that?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Just look up Roxanne Goodrich on Facebook. That's the only social media I'm on. I'm not down with Snapchat and Instagram and all that. I'm too busy.
TikTok?
I don't even watch TV anymore. I don't even have a TV.
Wait, do you have cable? Do you have
I
cable?
have no TV. No, I have no TV.
Wait, what about Netflix and Hulu?
Oh, well, that's a different story. That's like crack. And I have it. Yeah.
Plenty
It's
of Wi-Fi on the
It's
island.
a problem. It's a problem. I get stuck on one thing and I finish it like within a day or two.
Awesome. Roxanne, thank you so much for talking to me. I'm glad that your experience in the Caribbean is amazing, and I look forward to us taking a trip down there to visit. We're going to have a great time, and you know what? Maybe you convince somebody to start their life anew in the freaking Caribbean. Now that we know.
Maybe you can convince people to do podcasts too. I don't know. I'm proud of you and I miss you.
Thank you. I miss you too. And I really appreciate, I know that you got out of work late and you're at work and you're exhausted. So thank you.
Well, now we have to go pick up a friend like past the airport. I just found out. So.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I have to keep it short.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We'll stay in touch. Have a good night. Is there a mahalo in Hawaii? They say mahalo. Is there like a good night?
Yeah, it's called good night.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right, Roxanne. We'll talk to you later. Thanks.
All right. Love your face, Brody.
Love you back. Bye. All right. Now I'm excited and a little sad that it's so expensive to go directly down there. But you can stay for free. Maybe if you're really nice to Roxanne, you can stay for free at her guest house. Okay. So next Wednesday night, we're going to be talking with event planner Peggy Kelly, and she's going to be sharing her story on surviving a divorce that literally almost killed her. It's a compelling story, and what's really interesting is how I met Peggy. I've only known Peggy for about 2 weeks. And the reason, besides her story, that I want to get her on the show is because I think she could be so inspiring. And I met her at the podcast movement convention a few weeks ago. And it was one of those moments where we were sitting there, my friend Julian and I, and we wanted to get a picture. And we said, would you mind getting a picture of Julian and I in front of this backdrop? Sure, no problem. Then she jumped in the picture too. And we ended up talking about, she used to be in radio, and then now she's trying to get into podcasting. She works in event planning. Before you know it, we start talking to her about our personal lives because that's how friendly she is. And before you know it, we're sitting there having conversations about life where some of the things she's saying, you're like, I can't believe you're saying that, and you barely even know me, to the point where like you get kind of like just kind of choked up. And then she like leaned in, gave me a hug. It was definitely not by accident. It was a God thing, meeting her randomly just because she was there and right next to us to get a picture of her. So Peggy Kelly, we're going to be talking to her of Pasadena, California next week about her story of surviving and thriving. So that's going to be next Wednesday. I did want to give a quick plug to St. Baldrick's. This happens all over the country. It's about raising, it's an organization, a non-for-profit organization that's about raising funds to help find cures for kids with cancer. And the unique thing about St. Baldrick's is it's shaving people's heads. So if you have a full head of hair, and they do this all over the country. So this Saturday, I'm going to be participating at Raleigh Beer Garden in downtown as a volunteer because I don't have any hair. Otherwise, I would shave it. Maybe I'll do the eyebrows. I don't know. Maybe not. But so this happens all over the country. So you can be the shavee, you can be the shaver, and you could just volunteer, and the money goes to a great cause. So look that up wherever you are, because it's even all over the Triangle area as well. Hang on, I had note cards here, so I made sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so as we close out, at the end of the day, I hope my self-inspired show from my decision to focus on my personal life and the people that I love and those in it might help inspire you or somebody else. If anything, you're just going to get interesting stories out of the show. And if you want to stay connected, by the way, if you watched on Facebook, like or follow. If you watched on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. If you like the content, you can watch today's show on demand and keep the conversation going at brodyradio.com. And also join the live online check-in. I'm always going to start the show checking in with somebody really quick, a viewer, a friend, live, really quick, wherever you are. You can give shout outs. It's just kind of meant to be a quick hello, all right, goodbye kind of thing. So you can reach out to me on social media. You can email me. You can also do a recorded voice message, all on my website. All those communication forms are at brodyradio.com. So thank you so much for watching. And remember, get connected, stay inspired, be happy. Until next week. The dogs were so quiet.